Hey everybody, it's your girl Nell. How are you doing? And welcome to the 201st episode of Simply Nell's Tiny Studio. Thank you so much. I want to thank you, my Tiny Studio guests, my Tiny Studio subscribers, everyone that has really in your own way, Tiny Studio guests contributed to 200 episodes of Simply Nell's Tiny Studio. And you know how you contribute and support to my channel? Just by hitting that like button and becoming a subscriber. That is how you support me here in the Tiny Studio. And thank you for doing so. 200 episodes. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. I don't know. It wasn't my idea to start a channel. It was actually my husband's idea that I start a YouTube channel. And because, we both watch a lot of YouTube. And I have my favorites. He has his favorites. He has his account. I have my account. And we follow a lot of people. And my husband kept saying, you know what? You can do this too. You should try. And I'm like, oh, no, I can't. I mean, I am a fat PHAT, black woman of a certain age. What do I have to offer YouTube land? I don't have anything to offer. Who's going to want to sit back and listen to me? And he told me, well, I love listening to you. If I love it, there has to be other people who will feel the same way. Stop making yourself, stop putting yourself down. Get out here and tell your story. Get out here and shine. And it was because of him that I started my YouTube channel. And I fell in love with it. So thank you. Thank you for supporting Simply Nell's Tiny Studio. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing this video or sharing other videos in my video archive. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I am starting a membership group here on YouTube in my on this channel, and in that membership group you will really get a chance to support what happens here in the Tiny Studio. I'm going to start offering the membership, I'm thinking at the end of this week. And what happens in that membership is that I will, bring to you I'll give you a behind the scenes look at what I'm actually doing in the Tiny Studio. I'll be showing you and talking to you about things that, like I said, that happens behind the scenes, whatever it is I'm thinking about that day, what I'm preparing to film in the Tiny Studio, what projects I've completed. You'll get that information first before I actually put it on social media. So if you would like to be a member, go ahead and sign up. It's for just a small nominal fee, and it will help support the channel. I want to thank you in advance for that. And someone also asked me what was my Cash App. So I've left my Cash App information in the description box under this video, and it would be there under other, in that basic information area for subsequent videos. And so you'll get a chance to support me. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee, I am a Starbucks hound. I love Starbucks. I love a good white chocolate mocha grande and a cheese Danish hot or warmed. And if you want to do that, you want to give me in that way, I appreciate it. And I don't knock the blessings. In fact, I warmly hopefully I'm generating blessings from the kind of life that I live. And if you would like to, shower me with, help the universe shower me with blessings, and please do so. If that's something that you would like to do, please do so. Today, what am I doing in the tiny studio? Well, I dropped the tiny studio assistant off at work. She has employment outside of the tiny studio. And I stopped by my local thrift store today, the Salvation Army. Now, I was at the Salvation Army maybe about, I want to say 3 weeks ago. And I went on the 50% off furniture Saturday. I was looking for a particular piece of furniture, and I was able to locate it and acquire it. And so I was really happy about that. But as you know, I have anxiety. And so that Saturday that I went with my children, I really didn't look around the store. I just stayed in one particular spot, and that was the furniture area. I didn't venture out anywhere else because I have anxiety. So this time, after I dropped the tiny studio assistant off at her other place of employment, I planned to go to the Salvation Army, and this time do so in the morning. So I dropped her off at around 9:30 a.m. in the morning, and then I headed to my local Salvation Army. And so when I got there, it had to be like 15 minutes to 10 a.m. And as I parked, I noticed that there was like a whole line of people waiting for the doors to open. I was like, wait a minute. Why are people lined up at the door of the Salvation Army? I had never seen anything like that before. And I'm guessing it's because people are not just shoppers, but they're also resellers. So I'm guessing that they want to get in there quickly and be able to scope what they can scope and grab it up. So, it's not that serious for me. I went into the Salvation Army because I wanted to beat my anxiety, work through it, walk through it. And then I want to be intentional and see if I could pick up some crystal pieces or some silver. So when the manager of the Salvation Army, opened the door, I hopped out of my truck and I, moseyed on into the Salvation Army. I didn't run, I walked. And I'm not trying to knock, the resellers who this is their, their livelihood is, going to different thrift stores and picking up items and then, reselling it on places like eBay or Poshmark or Etsy or, things like that. I'm not knocking them, but I was just like, a line 15 minutes before the Salvation opens? Let me know if you've seen something like that at your neighborhood thrift store in the morning, like people lined up to get in. I mean, it's not even Christmas time. So I was like, wow, really? But anyhow, I was there being intentional. Now, of course, when I shop, intention sometimes is there. Intent is sometimes present, but usually if I see something I really like, I just throw it in the basket. And that's exactly what happened. I started looking at things and throwing things in the basket until I saw what it was that I came to the store for. And once I saw that and my mind became focused on what I was in the Salvation Army to pick up, I, removed those items from my basket. So I was looking for some silver pieces. Now, when you go thrifting or antiquing, unless you're specifically going to an antique store. When you're thrifting silver, 9 times out of 10, what you will be buying is silver plated silverware, tea and coffee sets, things of that nature. And so when I would occasionally, you'll find something that is really silver or that's sterling silver. And I have some pieces right now that are silver, sterling silver, and silver plated. So usually you know when an item is sterling silver or made of silver or silver plate. And the difference in those items is the fact that there is a certain type of feel or weight that these products or that these items may have. And it's been my experience, so that the lighter silver items that you may find those are silver plated. Then you have a heavier items that are actually silver or sterling silver. So I found two items that were meant to be part of a set because they were selling it as a set, but I'm guessing the teapot that came with it, maybe it was sold or hadn't been brought out or something happened, because when I saw the creamer and the sugar bowl, I was like, well, it said 3, it was in a set, and it was like 3 for $4.99, or was it $3.99? I think it was $4.99. Anyhow, after I spoke with the manager, because everyone looked to see where the third item, that made the set, where that could have been, on the floor, but no one found it. So I was able to get another, a discount on top of, well, I was able to get a discount instead of paying, I think $3.99. Instead of paying $4.99, he gave it to me for $3.99, I think. I have to look at the receipt. I think it's $3.99. So this is a Rogers and Brothers 1847 creamer in the springtime pattern. And I just thought this was just such a cute piece. And let me make sure I got that information correct. Yes. Rogers and Brothers 1847 springtime. Let me see if I can show that to you. Now, I thought that this was a really, really cute creamer. And I really liked the detail. I think that's what got me the most, the detail. So when something is silver plated, what it means is that the metals that are used could be nickel. It could be, I think it's nickel, copper, brass, and then the item is dipped in a thin layer of silver. And silver plated tea sets, coffee sets, they were silverware, the flatware, those things were created so they could be affordable to people who still wanted to be able to, have classy things in their home. They may not have been able to spend, at the time, like $500-$600. It was a lot of money for silver, but they may not have been able to spend that kind of money on silver. So dinnerware, things of that nature. And so that's why silver plating was such a great thing, because that means, middle class people, you know, and working class people could afford to have, silver on their table. And from what I've learned about the Rogers family is that there were a lot of them there were three brothers, and those three brothers spun off into different companies. Because I think you have Rogers, you have William Rogers, and they all spun off with their sons and then their brothers, sons, nephews, and other family members into different companies. But they were primarily known for their silver plated items. This particular pattern, for what I understand, was created in the 1950s, and then the springtime pattern was discontinued in 1967. So maybe about a good 10 or 15 years. Now here's the next item that was part of that set. It's beautiful on the inside. And it just feels so good. It's light, but not, I want to say not flimsy light in the springtime pattern. So I started looking up because I like the pattern. So I started to look up or do a little research on maybe acquiring the teapot and the coffee pot. And they are very reasonable online. I want to share with you another. When I talk about light, I have another silver plated creamer in my collection, and she is silver plated as well. She is from the Victorian Rose collection by William Rogers. Yes, William Rogers. I'm trying to say, is it William Rogers and Son? William Rogers and Son. So, of course, they are related to the Rogers and Company. And from what I've read, the brothers, like I said, there were three brothers, and they worked together, and then they broke off. They broke off with their children, with their sons, and started various companies, or their sons would take over and start their own thing. So they were just a family of silversmiths, and they specialized in silver plated flatware, tea and coffee sets, and things of that nature. So this is something that I purchased maybe almost 20 years ago, and I had a whole set of this came with a coffee pot, a teapot, a whole server is what I'm saying. I had a whole service, I should say. And this is heavy. This is very heavy. So I want to say, since it is silver plated, that perhaps this was made with, I want to say, copper or maybe brass, because it's heavy. But it was dipped in silver. This is the inside. So I'm still in the process, as I said before, of cleaning all of my silver, because I would like to use it. I used to throw tea parties back in Detroit. I was that girl, Some people call me bougie. I never thought like that. I just like really cool. Some people call me bougie, and that's family as well. My family don't even watch the channel. So yes, I'm talking about you. My family called me the bougie black girl. They also call me They also call me the Black Martha Stewart, because I love Martha Stewart, and I guess Martha back in the day, she was that girl, because a lot of the things that I was into, Martha Stewart was into as well. And she talked about it on her show, Martha Stewart Living. So I have collections of tea sets, coffee pots. I have a collection of depression glass. I have china, all of those things that I really liked to do. Martha Stewart did as well. And so that's why I got the moniker of being the Black Martha Stewart in my family. But I'll allow it. And you can, I also do not mind being called the other B. Smith, because I loved her too, and I watched her show, and I purchased some items from her line as well. So I'm an equal opportunity gal. For me, if you are, as Lenny Kravitz would say, if you're going my way, I'm with you. I'm there for the ride. I don't care. So I also have another object I want to show you. And this is something that I was looking at that is also in my silver collection. And I've had this for maybe about 25 years. And I found it at a thrift store. And I did not, I just loved it. I was like, a silver, whatever. I didn't really care about who made it, what its value was. I just liked it, Sometimes I kept candy in there, in this bowl. When I would have tea parties, I would have fruit in this bowl. Oh, excuse me. A lot of different things I use this silver bowl for. But then I did some research on them, and I realized that this is an expensive bowl. And being that it was in storage, and I had what was on top of this bowl? I think it was light bulbs and some nails or something else was inside of this bowl. Because as you can see, the red enamel has cracked and chipped because, things were inside of it and on top of it in storage. But this bowl was made by and I hope I pronounce it right, the Towle, Towle, Silversmith Company. And this is a really, really nice bowl. And so I've been looking at them and pricing them online. So I'm just really glad that I was able to pick up some pieces, from my antiquing and thrifting, days, and that I had the I had the cojones or the smarts to purchase them and then to keep them, and even though they've been in storage for about they've been in storage for about, I want to say 10 years now. Being able to take them out of storage and being able to, look at them and treasure them and use them, because that's what we really want to do. We want to use the things that we purchase. We don't want to just, they should serve more than the beautification of your home. You should be able to use these items, and that is what I'm doing. I want to use my items. I want to not only see these things and it bring joy to my eyes and pleasure to my soul, but I want to be able to use them as well, because what's the point of having something beautiful if you can't, utilize your senses, all of them. You want to be able to touch it. You want to be able to smell it. You want to be able to taste it. You want to be able to, just be with these items, not just, I don't want my home to be a museum. In other words, I want everyone in my home to feel comfortable, and I want people who visit my home to feel comfortable. You know, that is the type of home that I want. And that's the type of home that you should curate as well. There's nothing wrong with having beautiful pieces, but you know, you don't want things to be so ooh la la that, you know, everyone is scared. Everyone is scared to touch anything, scared to sit down on anything because, you know, they're afraid to break it, you know, and I never want people to feel like that in my home. I had a piece of depression glass, and maybe some years ago, and I bought it from an antique store. It was a pink depression glass bowl. And I remember, I can't remember exactly which one of my children broke it, but one of the kids broke it. It was sitting, I think it was sitting on the fireplace. And I guess they were calling themselves cleaning it or whatever, and it slipped out of their hands and it fell and it broke. And, you know, my husband was like, oh no, oh no. Mom is going to come downstairs. She's going to be hot. You know, and so I did. I came downstairs. I was like, what was that? What was that? What broke? What was that? And then I looked on the floor and I saw it. And at first I was like, as any mom, wait a minute. You guys breaking up my stuff? I was going to do what my mom used to do. Wait a minute. You're breaking up my stuff? I can never have anything. I can't have any nice things around you guys. That's what my mom used to say. But I thought about that. But then in that moment, I said, listen, those are just things. Just things. Just glass. I can always find another one. And sure enough, I went to another antique store and I found a similar bowl. And as a matter of fact, last weekend I was on eBay and I saw the same bowl that my children accidentally broke. I saw it, you know, the same pattern, same color, everything. I saw it on eBay. And so, you know, if it's still there this weekend, then I will go ahead and purchase it. But, you know, things are things. The idea is to enjoy their beauty, to have them beautify your home, but they're just things, you know, that's not the real value to life. The real value in life are the relationships that you cultivate with your family, the love and the peace in your household. That is priceless. You know, that is what's priceless. So I don't know how I got on that tangent, but I just wanted to hop on here to let you know that I'm working on my anxiety, and I hope that if you're going through anxiety as well, that you work on it too. And it takes a lot of planning and practice to do, because I had to plan out my day. I had to plan out what I wanted to do. I had to plan, okay, you know, I'm going to take the tiny studio assistant to work, and I'm going to head over to the Salvation Army at this time, and I'm going to have my mask, and I have my hand sanitizer, and I have all these things, and I'm going to go in, and I'm going to look, and then I'm going to check out, and then I'm going to leave. You know, you have to plan it out. And that is how I was able to walk through my anxiety. And I was by myself, which is interesting because for the past maybe 5 or 6 years, I've always gone shopping with other people because of my back injury. So I've always had a cane, or I've always had my husband or, you know, my children with me to be able to help me if I feel that, my back is getting ready to go out, or that I'm having some type of sciatic nerve pain and I need assistance to a sitting area or something of that nature, I've always had someone with me. But to actually be able to go into the Salvation Army by myself, alone, and deal with my anxiety and then come out with some treasures. I mean, I feel good about myself. I really, really do. I'm working on this anxiety, and I'm not saying that I'm going to beat it in its entirety, but I know that I can make it through. And that's the whole idea, right? Making it through. So thank you so much for hanging out with me here in the tiny studio today. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe. And if you have already subscribed and liked Simply Nails Tiny Studio, if you already enjoy this channel, think about becoming a member. I'm thinking that the membership is going right now for $2.99. So for $2.99 a month, you get a chance to hang out with me behind the scenes and to get to know me outside of, well, we'll still be in the tiny studio talking, but you'll get a chance to see how my mind works, and you'll get, you'll be privy to information before it actually hits the general YouTube population. So once again, thank you so much. If you have any comments or questions, if you have any additional information about silver-plated tea sets, coffee sets, flatware, all of those wonderful things, please go ahead and drop down in the comment section and let's talk about it. I would love to hear your thoughts. And I don't know if there's a feature where you can post a picture where you can show me some of your own item, your silver purchases. But if it does, I don't know if it do, and I don't know if YouTube allows you to do that. I don't know. Probably not, because I don't know. Let me know. But anyhow, I'm going to hop off this line, okay? And I will talk to you another time here in the tiny studio. Bye-bye.